Hey, I have 50 days left in Hong Kong. Actually, 49. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. And today I'm going to do an album review on the latest Bad Bad Not Good album, Talk Memory. So, Bad Bad Not Good, jazz trio from Ontario, Canada. They are back with a new album. And they had actually released this album a while ago, but I just didn't really put too much attention on it until recently. I got curious again and I listened to the album again, and so I decided to review this album. And Bad Bad Not Good has been making music for well over a decade already. Before Talk Memory, they had released their self-titled, and then the second one, and then the third one, and the fourth one, and they are all really solid. Bad Bad Not Good dabbles into instrumental hip-hop, as well as mostly jazz and jazz fusion, and their music has been some of the most refreshing and interesting of the past decade. At the very end of 2020, they had released a collaboration with MF Doom posthumously, and the track is called the Chocolate Conquistadors, which is a cover track, a cover song of Los Conquistadores Chocolates from the year 1975 by jazz musician Johnny Harris. I think that's his name. And that track, even though it is only a cover track, it has become one of my favorite songs of 2021 so far. It is now one of my most replayed songs of the year. I can't wait until Spotify Wrapped comes out so that I could see the Chocolate Conquistadors being in the top 5 of most played songs. I'm gonna make that prediction. But that song is legitimately amazing. I have never been so encapsulated in jazz fusion before. The prickly, crispy guitars, the very funky, light synths, the very smooth instrumentals. It's so dense, it's so lush, it's so fun, it's so refreshing, it's oozing with charisma. It is honestly one of the most whole and one of the most mind melting awesomeness track I've ever heard in this year. It is just absolutely amazing, and again, this is one of my favorite songs of the year, and I know it's a bold claim, but it's going to hold up. Anyways, Bad Bad Not Good releases a studio album called Talk Memory, where on this album they venture into more jazz fusion and less vocal oriented jazz, and this is a pretty interesting direction for Bad Bad Not Good. They even collaborate frequently on this album with Arthur Veracai, who is a jazz musician from Brazil. The album opener, Signal from the Noise, is a 9-minute long cinematic intro, which really reminds me of Godspeed You! Black Emperor in all its cinematic build-ups. I like the atmospheric pianos, the very noisy, distorted bass, and the fiery drums all come together for a very welcoming intro. Then the flow of the album is interrupted with the track Unfolding, Momentum 73, which is a quiet new jazz track with a very meditative rhythm. And while it doesn't sound bad or anything, it's just a very mild track, and it's kinda way more stiff and mundane than the rest of the track list. And then the track City of Mirror is this really cinematic and dramatic song, about 3.5 minutes long, where it's actually more of a jazz fusion track than a song. We get these 50s, 60s cinematic strings and a very beautiful swell of modern urban strings and pianos at the end. That is just absolutely exquisite, and that leads to Beside April, which is more of a jazz rock cut with a 6/8 groove. It is psychedelic, it is dreamy, it has all of these fiery and dense instrumentals mixed with organs and strings, and there is a lot of very fun improvisation in the second half of the track, which is really amazing. Then we have the track Love Proceeding with its heavy strings and its moody, relaxing pianos. There is a mid-paced rhythm in the track, and again, it's not bad, but it just doesn't have much in terms of dynamic and the fun improvisation that we all hear in the previous track. Then we have the track Timid, Intimidating, which is a lengthy jazz fusion cut with reeds and flutes and a very awesome stuttery bass. And again, just a very fun, explosive, freewheeling, fiery track off of the album. Then it is the Beside April Reprise, which is really nice, and that kind of leads to the final track, Talk Meaning, which is the most grand and lush and dense moment on the entire album instrumentally. It feels very conclusive. It feels like a very sweet final note on the album. I love how reverby and psychedelic the instrumentals are, and this track also features Terrence Martin, who is also in my top 10 favorite songs last year. The ending is a little bit rushed, but I still think overall this is a really solid ending to the album. So yeah, not much else to talk about. This is a really good jazz fusion album. Certainly it could be better. Certainly it could be more creative. It could be more experimental. Maybe that would yield even more interesting results. But for now, I think this is a really solid jazz fusion project, and I like it quite a bit. I am giving Bad Bad Not Good's Talk Memory a strong 7 to a light 8 out of 10. So, have you listened to the latest Bad Bad Not Good album? For 1 to 10, how much would you rate it? Like it and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. Originally, I wanted to review Limp Bizkit's new album, Still Sucks, today. But, maybe I'm gonna do it tomorrow.